$50 a month, that is less than $2 a day, less than a streaming subscription, less than most people spend on coffee in a week. And if you start today and stay consistent, that $50 a month becomes $500,000. Not through luck, not through risk, through one of the most reliable forces in all of finance. And today, we are going to do the math together, and then you are going to start.
Most people hear that number and immediately say, that is not possible. $50 cannot become $500,000. That sounds like a scam or an oversimplification. But the math is not complicated, and it does not lie. The number is real, the mechanism is real, and millions of people have built real wealth using exactly this principle. The only question worth asking is not whether it works. The question is why you have not started yet. Because here is what is actually happening. Every month you do not start is a month of compound growth permanently lost. Not delayed, lost. The compounding that does not happen this month cannot be recovered next month. And the longer the wait, the more that loss compounds. The real question in this video is not how $50 becomes $500,000. The math on that is simple. The real question is, why haven't you started? And today, we are going to answer that too. Today, we do the math together, step by step. No shortcuts, no vague promises, just the actual numbers showing exactly how $50 per month transforms into $500,000. And then we address the 3 reasons most people know this is possible and still have not started. Because by the end of this video, you will have no remaining excuse, and you will know exactly what to do before today is over. The force behind the number is compound interest. Compound interest means your returns generate their own returns. In month 1, you earn interest on your $50. In month 2, you earn interest on your $50 plus last month's interest. In month 3, on all of that plus this month's interest. Each month, the base grows slightly. The interest compounds on a larger number, slowly at first, then faster, then explosively. Compound interest is not complicated. It is just time doing math on your behalf.
Here is the exact calculation. $50 per month, 7% average annual return, which is a conservative estimate for a diversified index fund over long periods. 40 years. Total amount you actually invest, $24,000. Total ending balance, over $524,000. You contributed $24,000. Compound interest generated $500,000. The math is not magic. It is just time and consistency, producing an extraordinary result from an ordinary starting point.
Here is the part that surprises most people. The growth is not linear. The first 20 years feel relatively slow. At year 20, your balance is around $26,000. Respectable, but not dramatic. Then the compounding accelerates. By year 30, the balance is around $60,000. By year 40, over $500,000. The last decade alone generates more wealth than the first 3 decades combined. That is how compounding works. Slow and steady first, then explosive. You have to stay in long enough to reach the explosion. Now here is the cost of waiting. Starting at 25 versus starting at 35. Same $50 per month, same 7% return. Person 1 starts at 25 and has 40 years of compounding. Person 2 starts at 35 and has 30 years. Person 1 ends with over $500,000. Person 2 ends with approximately $243,000. Same monthly investment, 1 decade difference, $280,000 difference. 1 decade costs you everything. Let that sink in. The person who starts at 25 invests the same $50 per month as the person who starts at 35. They do not invest more, they do not take more risk, they simply start 10 years earlier, and they end up with $280,000 more. That gap exists entirely because of compound growth on those extra 10 years. Every year you wait is not 1 year of lost investment. It is 1 year of lost compounding on everything that follows. So why hasn't everyone started? Because 3 excuses keep showing up. The same 3 excuses. In every conversation about investing, in every reason people give for waiting. 3 excuses that feel completely valid in the moment and are costing people hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost compound growth. We are going to address all 3 right now because none of them are as solid as they feel. Excuse 1, I do not have $50. Here's the reality check. $50 per month is $1.67 per day. Most people in developed countries spend more than that on beverages alone. The issue is not that the money does not exist. The issue is that it has not been consciously redirected. The $50 is already in your budget. It is currently going somewhere else. The question is whether you are willing to redirect it toward $500,000 instead. Excuse 2. I will start when I earn more. This is the most expensive excuse in personal finance. Because the day you earn more, lifestyle expands to match the new income. New expenses appear, new obligations emerge, and the investment keeps getting postponed to the next raise and the next, until decades pass and the compounding window has dramatically narrowed. The day you will start when you earn more almost never arrives. The only day that exists is today. Excuse 3. I do not know how. This one is the easiest to solve. You do not need a financial advisor. You do not need complex investment knowledge. You do not need to understand markets. You need one thing: a low-cost index fund with automatic monthly contributions. Index funds require no active management, no expertise, no monitoring. You set the $50 monthly contribution. The fund does the rest. It is simpler than setting up a streaming subscription. The how is not the barrier. The decision is. Every month you wait has a specific price tag. At 7% compound growth, 1 month of delay on a $50 investment costs approximately $400 in lost final value over 40 years. 1 month, $400. 12 months of delay costs nearly $5,000 in lost compound growth, not in contributions, in final value. The price of waiting keeps rising because compound growth multiplies everything, including the cost of every month you do not start. The vehicle is simple. An index fund is a single investment that holds hundreds or thousands of companies simultaneously. When the overall market grows, your investment grows with it. Historically, diversified index funds have produced average annual returns of around 7% over long periods. No stock picking, no timing the market, no expertise required. Set the automatic monthly contribution. Do not touch it. Watch it grow. That is the entire strategy. Simple, proven, accessible to anyone. 3 steps to start today. Not this week, not after you research more. Today. Because the research is done. The math is clear. The vehicle is identified. The only remaining step is the decision to begin. 3 steps, each one simple, each one building on the last. Together, they convert the $50 sitting somewhere in your budget right now into the beginning of $500,000. Step 1. Find your $50. It is already in your budget. Look at your last 30 days of spending. Find one category where $50 per month is going to something you would trade for $500,000 at retirement. Subscriptions you forgot about, dining out, impulse purchases. Somewhere in your current spending is $50 that would rather be compounding. Find it, redirect it. That is step 1. Step 2. Open an index fund and automate the $50. Choose a low-cost index fund through a reputable brokerage. Set up a monthly automatic contribution of $50 on payday, before lifestyle spending has a chance to consume it. The automation is critical because willpower is unreliable. Automation is not. When the contribution happens automatically every month without a decision required, the compounding runs uninterrupted. Set it up once. Let it run for decades. Step 3. Increase your contribution with every raise. When your income goes up, increase the monthly investment before lifestyle expands to absorb the extra income. 50 becomes 100. 100 becomes 200. 200 becomes 500.
Each increase dramatically accelerates the compounding. If $50 monthly becomes $500,000, $200 monthly becomes over $2 million at the same rate over the same period. The number grows with you. Let it.
Here is what happens when you follow all 3 steps. The $50 compounds into a number that transforms your retirement, but the increases compound even more dramatically. A person who starts at $50 and increases to $200 over their career does not end up with 4 times $500,000. They end up with significantly more because the larger contributions had compounding time too. The math gets extraordinary when consistency and increasing contributions combine with time. Here is the ingredient that cannot be bought back: time. Every other element of this equation can be adjusted later. You can increase contributions, you can optimize your investment vehicle, you can reduce fees, but you cannot buy back time. The compounding years you do not use are gone permanently. Time is the most valuable ingredient in this entire formula. And right now, today, you have more of it than you will ever have again. Start now while you still have it.
The simple truth is this: $50 a month is enough to start. 7% is a reasonable historical expectation. 40 years of consistency is the requirement. The math produces $500,000 from $24,000 in actual contributions. It is not complicated. It is not exclusive. It is available to anyone willing to find $50 and start today. $50, compound interest, time. That is the complete formula, and time is the only thing you are running out of.
Start your $50 today, not when you feel ready, not when the account is set up perfectly. Today, find the $50 in your budget. This week, open the account. This month, make the first contribution, because your $500,000 is not waiting for perfect conditions. It is waiting for you to start. The compounding begins the moment you do, and it never stops once it starts. Your $500,000 is waiting.